Assalamu alaikum, dear students. This is me, Atiq Ahmad. Today we are going to study the topic osmoregulation in animals of different environments. Animals living in different types of environments have different osmoregulatory adaptations, which allow them to tolerate the salt concentration of their environment and to avoid dehydration. Now, there are different types of environments. For example, marine environment have high salt concentration. The freshwater environment have very much less salt concentration, and the terrestrial environment is totally different. In the terrestrial environment, the main problem is that of dehydration. So there are three different types of environments: marine environment, freshwater environment, and the terrestrial environment. And these environments have different conditions, and the animals which are living there, they have different osmoregulatory adaptations to tolerate the salt concentration as well as to avoid the dehydration. Dehydration is the major problem in the terrestrial environment, while in marine environment the salt concentration is the major problem. So there are three categories of animals: marine animals, freshwater animals, and terrestrial animals. So we will divide this lecture in three parts. In the first part we will study the freshwater animals. In the second part we will study marine animals, and in the third part of this lecture we will study the terrestrial animals. So today we will study the freshwater animals. The freshwater animals are basically osmoregulators, and they are hypertonic to their environment, to their outer environment. Now, they are osmoregulator. They have to maintain the internal conditions, the internal salt and solute concentration constant. They are hypertonic. Hypertonic means that they have high solute concentration inside and less solvent concentration inside, as compared to the outside, where there is less solute concentration and more solvent concentration, because they are living in the fresh water. So they are hypertonic. They have high solute concentration inside the body, and the outer environment have less solute concentration. So in the outer environment the solvent is more, while in the inner environment the salt is more. Now there will be definitely two problems, because inside the freshwater animals, inside the body, the salt is more in content. So this salt will automatically diffuse from the inside to the outside. This will be the major problem. While in the outside environment the water content is high, so the water will flow inside through the process of osmosis. So they have to face these two types of problems. So we will start from the swelling problem, means the inner movement of water through the process of osmosis. So they face the problem of swelling due to the passio movement of water into their bodies, because they are hypertonic. So they have high solute concentration and less solvent inside, while in the outside environment there is more solvent and less solute. So automatically the solvent is higher outside, so the water will move through the process of osmosis inside. Automatically, passively, they will be transported without the use of energy. They will be passively transported. The water will be passively transported inside. So they have this problem. Now, how they encounter this problem, how they anticipate this problem? So the freshwater animals do not drink water. They do not drink water, because passively, automatically the water is coming in through the process of osmosis, because outside the water is more. So automatically it will move in through the process of osmosis. So they do not drink water. There is no need to drink water. And they produce large volume of diluted urine to release excessive water. Now automatically the water is coming in. So to remove that excess amount of water, in order to avoid swelling and bursting, so they produce large amount of urine. So in that large amount of urine, the excess water which is passively coming to the body, that is removed. So this is the adaptation of these freshwater animals. They do not drink water and they produce large amount of diluted urine in which the water is lost from the body. Now they also face the second problem, that is the continuous loss of body salt to the surrounding water, which has low salt concentration because they live in the fresh water. So fresh water have less salt concentration, while inside the animal there is high salt concentration because they are hypertonic, we have already discussed. So the continuous loss of body salt is another problem because inside the salt is higher, so it will move from the higher to lower concentration. So the salt will automatically move from inside of the freshwater animal to the outside. So this is a major problem. How they will encounter, how they will anticipate this problem? So they absorb the required salt through their kidneys. Now remember, we have studied in the previous lecture that the distal convoluted tubule and the collecting tubules, they basically reabsorb water, the water and dissolved salts also, as well as the other parts of the renal tubules. They also reabsorb various salts. The freshwater animal, they reabsorb the required amount of salt through their kidneys. So the salt content is maintained inside the body, and they also obtain their salt from the food. So to compensate the loss of salt, which is normally occurs because there is high concentration of salt inside, so they compensate that loss of salt through the use of their food which have high salt content. So in this way the salt content is maintained. Now another adaptation of these freshwater animals is that these animals, they basically actively transport salts from the external diluted medium, the freshwater medium. So they have special types of osmoregulatory ionocytes. Those are called chloride cells. These are typical types of cells which are present in the skin and in the gills. They are found in the skin of amphibians and in the gills of the fishes. So through these osmoregulatory ionocytes, which are also known as the chloride cells, they actively transport salt from the outside medium to the inside body. So this is active transportation. It means that energy is consumed to transport salt from the outside diluted fresh water to the inside of the body. So this is all for today. Next time we will study the second part of this lecture, the osmoregulatory adaptations in marine animals. See you inshallah next time. Take care. Allah Hafiz.